Mel and the big guns. Yeah, it's gorgeous. A Navy presentation silver.
It's funny, why do you know, pirates and their silver.
This boat was in WW2.
Yeah.
This is Ronald Reagan brought this boat back after decades in mothballs and was one of the initial boats to launch Tomahawk missiles in the Persian Gulf. How about that?
During her career, the Wisconsin served in the Pacific Theater of World War II, where she shelled Japanese fortifications and screened United States aircraft carriers as they conducted air raids against enemy positions, the second ship of the United States Navy to be named in honor of the U.S. state of Wisconsin. She was built at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and launched on December 7, 1943, the second anniversary of the Pearl Harbor raid.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what any of it is, but that's kind of cool.
During the Korean War, Wisconsin shelled North Korean targets in support of the United Nations and South Korean ground operations, after which she was decommissioned.
I know about shore power plugs. What is that, 50 amp or if that's a 50 amp plug?
I don't know, but what I know about a striped hose means don't drink out of that.
Yeah, you don't want to drink out of that. I think that's the poop water. Here, blue, that's what you want. Potable water right there.
Purple.
I don't know about that. That's got to be a Navy thing. Somebody tell me what the purple's for.
As part of President Ronald Reagan's efforts to create a 600-ship Navy, Wisconsin was reactivated August 1st, 1986. A pre-commissioning unit crew established, and the ship moved to tow to the Avondale Shipyard in New Orleans.
Oh, look, they had French fries and, ooh, macaroni and cheese.
What? Oh, yes.
This is like school lunch over here, man.
Oh, French fries,
Hot
corn,
dogs, hamburgers.
macaroni and cheese. Oh, you had salads over here. I bet it was so tasty. This ship is like 40 years older than we are. Recruit training, 1956.
Battle dressing station.
Yeah.
That was
The battleship was then towed from the Avondale Shipyard in New Orleans and arrived at the Ingalls Shipbuilding in Pascagoula, Mississippi on January 2nd, 1987 to receive weapon systems upgrades. During the modernization, The Wisconsin had all of her remaining 20mm and 40mm anti-aircraft guns removed. Over the next several months, the ship was upgraded with the most advanced weaponry available. Among the new weapon systems installed were 4 quad-cell launchers for 16 RGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles, 8 armored box launcher mounts for 32 BGM-109 Tomahawk missiles, and a quartet of the United States Navy's Phalanx close-in weapon system 20mm Gatling guns for defense against anti-ship missiles and enemy aircraft. Also included in her modernization were upgrades to radar and fire control systems for her guns, missiles, and improved electronic warfare capabilities. The Wisconsin was formally recommissioned on October 22, 1988 in Pascagoula, Mississippi. On January 15, 1991, Operation Desert Storm commenced operations, and the Wisconsin found herself serving alongside her sister Missouri, just as she had done in Korea 40 years ago. Both Wisconsin and Missouri launched Tomahawk missile attacks against Iraq. They were among the first ships to fire cruise missiles during the 1991 Gulf War.
And this is the enlisted galley,
Right.
enlisted mess,
Yeah.
Right.
chief's mess, brig, barbershop,
Oh, cool.
chief's press room
Yeah.
for ironing the clothes, enlisted laundry.
Yeah.
Each one of those washers holds 90 pounds of clothes.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you have combat information center as well. The information comes in and
To the
is
ship.
sent out to the various weapons. That's already saw sick bed. This is main battery plot. That's where you fire the 16-inch guns.
Wow.
It's down on the 4th deck. These are the triggers. And those are 1930s analog computers that we are still using in 1990s.
Right. That's crazy. Hey, but it still works, you know?
Yep. Well, they tried to digitalize.
And just,
They lost accuracy.
Yeah.
And the concussion knocked the systems out.
wow. Yeah, makes
So-
sense though. I mean,
And you don't need air conditioning.
yeah, right.
Right.
They had to add, where they added the new computers. to the
Right.
They had
Tomahawks,
to, yeah, they had to cool
They
them.
had to air condition.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
And those were the only spaces on the
Not on the ship that had any kind of air conditioning? Yeah, that's, I imagine it was pretty warm down here.
The Wisconsin served as the Tomahawk land attack missile strike commander for the Persian Gulf, directing the sequence of launches that marked the opening of Operation Desert Storm. The Wisconsin fired a total of 24 of her own Tomahawk missiles during the first 2 days of the campaign. The Wisconsin also assumed the responsibility of the local anti-surface warfare coordinator for the Northern Persian Gulf Action Group. After serving in Operation Desert Storm, with the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s and the absence of a perceived threat to the United States came drastic cuts in the defense budget. The Wisconsin was once again decommissioned on September 30th, 1991 after 14 total years of active service and joined the reserve fleet. On March 17th, 2006, the Secretary of the Navy exercised his authority to strike Iowa and Wisconsin from the Naval Reserves. This cleared the way for both ships to be donated for use as museums. However, Congress ordered that the following measures be implemented to ensure that the Wisconsin could be returned to active duty if needed. She must not be altered in any way that would impair her military utility. The battleship must be preserved in her present condition through the continued use of cathodic protection. Spare parts and unique equipment such as the 16-inch 406mm gun barrels and projectiles be preserved in adequate numbers to support the Wisconsin if she were reactivated. The Navy must prepare plans for the rapid reactivation of the Wisconsin should she be returned to the Navy in the event of a national emergency. On October 15, 1996, she was moved to the Norfolk Naval Shipyard, and on February 12, 1998, she was restored to the Naval Vessel Registrar. On December 7, 2000, the battleship was towed to a position adjacent to Nauticus, the National Maritime Center in Norfolk, Virginia. On April 16, 2001, the battleship's weather decks were opened to the public by the Hamptons Roads Naval Museum, a U.S. Navy museum charged with Wisconsin's interpretation and public visitation. The ship is still owned by the Navy and was considered part of the mothball fleet.
And boom,
All set.
dog's in the bag.
It's time to ride.
She got her arm hanging out and everything.
Oh.
I'm ready to go.